Okay, great. Okay, great. Welcome everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Great. So, welcome everybody. Sonal, Sandhyaven, Jennifer Ji, Rakhi, and Suchita. Great, welcome. Audible properly?
Yes, there is Gitanjali and Vandana Shah also.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
Gitanjali and Vandana Shah. Okay, yeah, I couldn't see them. Welcome. Okay, great. Welcome everyone. Wonderful. So, the way life is with all these paradoxes, opposing influences, opposing ideas, opposing factors, and sometimes diametrically opposite. And both are true. So there are many things like this, paradoxical. And one of those is this about the detail. So when we enter into the depths of anything, no matter what it is, it could be the simplest thing, like making lunch. When you enter into the depth of it, there is a whole world in there. And it's up to us, our eyes, our openness, to be able to see that world, no matter which world we happen to enter. And but if we close our eyes, there's nothing. यही है बस, खाओ पियो सो जाओ, दूसरे दिन जागो, खाओ पियो सो जाओ, यही है. There's nothing else. Life consists of just that, routine stuff. But when you enter the detail, when you're curious, when you have wonder, when you have curiosity, when you have an inquisitiveness to know, to experience more and more and more, then you can enter into the depths of whatever it is. And I don't care even what it is. If you enter the depths of it, you will find a whole world awaits you. A whole world. You only have to be willing to ask the right questions. But when you enter that world, when you enter the depths of any world, so simple thing like, let's say I wanted to, a few weeks ago, the Cricket World Cup started in India. And I said, oh, I'd love to see some of these games, especially they're happening in Wankhede Stadium, which is not too far from where I live. So some of the games are happening there. And I said, oh, it would be great. I want to see this game. And it seems simple enough. It's a simple wish to see a game. And of course, we have the time, we have the money, we have the resources. So simple. But they say devil is in the detail. Okay, so how devil is in the detail? So simple wish to see this match. And I ask around and at my club, and they said, no, we don't have any tickets. You have to book it online only. There's only way you can book the ticket is online. So chalo. So little more detail you find out, and you find out there is a little challenge called only online booking is available. Okay, chalo, online, no big deal these days. Everything is online. Book my show pe chale jao. And the match that I wanted to see, the game I wanted to see, the Sri Lanka India one, that match is there on Book My Show, but it's not yet started. Other match, which was the semi-finals, is already sold out. And some not so interesting match, like, you know, South Africa, Bangladesh, or something like that, was available. And I took those because I said, okay, at least ye to dekh lenge. But the match I wanted to see, the ticket booking hadn't even started. So one more detail to overcome. And they didn't announce when they will open up the seats and the booking. So there was no clue. So what do they expect us to do? Monitor, book my show like 24/7, sit like a hawk, do nothing for 24/7 and watch. Kabhi khulta hai aur khulega booking aur main booking le lunga aur ticket le lunga. You can't do that. So another detail challenge to overcome. How do you get these tickets? And then okay, they have notifications. So I said, chalo notifications on kar dete hain. Book my show ka. And hopefully when the notification comes, hopefully they will send the notification to me. Hopefully when they send the notification to me, it's not middle of the night where I'm asleep or busy or something and I miss the notification. Hopefully it will come at a time when I'm watching the notification, I happen to see it, I happen to be free and I can go and book the ticket. If the notification comes. The notification never came. The 2 days later, when I opened the website and looked for those tickets, sold out, gone. So now what? So point is like this, it kept going on, right? So you get into the detail of the things, and the thing that you start off with, simple wish, I want to see a match between India and Sri Lanka at Wankhede. It's simple, but लेकिन उसका पटारा खोलो तो उसमें जाते हो तो हर एक मोड़ पे कुछ ना कुछ डिटेल में जाते हो तब कुछ ना कुछ issues, challenges, everything starts showing up. So that's what they mean when they say the devil is in the detail. कि ऊपर से तो सब ठीक है यार. You know, everything is okay. You know, what is life? It's not such a big challenge. Just study, go to school, get a degree, get a good job, start a business, start a family, have a happy life, get married, have children, and yeah, it's all done. भैया जब उतरो तब पता चलता है उसमें क्या समस्याएं आ सकती है. That's when the devil rears his head or her head and you see all the things that can go wrong. And so that's what they mean when they say devil is in the detail. There's a flip side also. The flip side is that when you enter the detail of something, there is so much to discover, so much to learn. And again, you can take anything. Take physics, take music, take art. What was the thing that I had? Yeah, we talked about that book last couple of weeks ago, for example, Journey Home. तो ऊपर से बोलेंगे तो क्या है? He hitchhiked from Europe to India. And he made it to India and he took sannyas and he lived in an ashram and that's it. But you go into the detail of it. Like Rakhi, you have been reading that book. You know all the nuances at each and every step, the revelations, the divine discoveries, the experiences of beauty, the experiences of truth, the experiences of divine knowledge that person went through. So when you get into the detail of the book is when you discover the God. That God appears in the detail, in those details, moving enough to bring us to tears and to go, oh my goodness. So, or take music, right? So, if you talk about Rag Darbari, some of the ragas, right? So you talk about the rag and you say, अच्छा दरबारी में क्या है? तो कहते हैं कि गांधार कोमल है, दैवत कोमल है, निषाद कोमल है, और बस यही है दरबारी राग, सारे ग म प ध नि सा, बट कोमल ग, कोमल ध, कोमल नी. So that's at the surface level. You look at it from the surface, okay, nothing big deal. But you go into the detail of Darbari. Sa ni sa re dha da ni pa ma pa dha da ni pa sa. Such a simple phrase. And on this Darbari tune, the basic tune, these basic notes of Darbari, which is also known as in the Western notation, it's the minor harmonic scale. On this scale alone, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of beautiful, beautiful songs composed on this Darbari rag. And for me, the moment I hear any composition in Darbari, it stops me in my tracks, because there's so much beauty, so much wealth, so much depth in each of these notes, and the collection of these notes and the sequence of these notes, that it really stops me in my tracks. This Hare Krishna that we sang, sa sa re re pa ma ga re sa ni sa da da ni re ga re sa. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. वो जो दैवत है, जो ध लेते हैं, so it's, you can say, okay, dha is part of Darbari, no big deal. But the way you come to the dha, how you come so gracefully, it's a slide from Rishabh to Dhaivat, like Hare Krishna, this slide, Re sa ni dha ni re sa. Suddenly it takes on a divine form. Suddenly you start seeing beauty. And what is beauty if not God? And you start loving it, and you fall in love with the tune, you fall in love with that same sequence of notes, just notes, but you fall in love with them. And what is God if not that love? What is God if not that divine experience of beauty, that divine experience of truth? So only because you go into the detail of it, you discover God. Physics, same thing. You get into the detail of physics, of quantum physics, and it's a whole universe. And the more you know, the more you understand. And the more you understand, the more you know that you don't know. And the more that you know that you don't know, the more humbleness happens. The more the awe of this entire universe. How the heck is it constructed? How does anything happen? How does anything move? How is there time? How is there space? How is there awareness? How does it happen? Simple thing like, how am I speaking? How are you able to listen? How are you able to understand? We don't know. You eat food. How does it get digested? How does it travel to your stomach? You could be lying down and it still travels. And how, once it is there in the stomach, what happens? How does it get digested? How does an apple become energy? How does an apple become blood? God is in that detail. You get into the detail and you discover God. You discover God in anything. I'm telling you, the most mundane subject you can take, the most so-called boring thing you pick up. Some people may find cooking boring. You get into cooking. It's a whole world. The nuances of taste, the nuances of flavors, the nuances of fragrances, the nuances of ingredients combining together, the temperature, the how you present it. Japan, for example, is master at presentation. The visual appeal of the food that they put together is unbelievable. So you get into the detail of cooking and again you discover God. You get into the detail of sports and you discover God. You get into the detail of clothing and you'll discover God. You get into the detail of physics, you'll discover God. Music, you'll discover God. Anything, anything. You get into the detail of it, you will encounter God. And along the way also the devil. You try to get into anything, the first thing that'll come is challenges, which come as obstacles in your way. You don't have enough time, you don't have enough resources, you don't have enough money, you don't have enough space, whatever, anything. Something will come in the way, and you try to overcome that, and there's another challenge, and you try to overcome that, and there's another challenge. And you set out to find God, and all you find is the devil all over the place. So this is the beautiful paradox. This is the beautiful tension that we all experience in life, of experiencing both the devil and the God in anything that we do, in anything that we think, in anything that we say. So with me so far?
So, Sanjivji, according to you, the devil is where there is a blockage?
No, they call it the devil. And devil means not just blockage. One form of the devil is the blockage. We normally, without deeper understanding, we always think of an obstacle as something negative, something in the way, and something that frustrates us and makes you go, oh no, makes you want to pull your hair if you have any. But that is what we normally call as, what the devil is this? What the devil is this? And especially complex projects, right? I mean, trying to put the man on the moon or trying to put, Chandrayaan on the land on the moon. Can you imagine the detail that these guys had to plan and all the, oh, we forgot this. Oh, we forgot this. Oh, this also has to be taken care of. That also, it's a plethora, it's a Pandora's box. And you open it and you are faced with all of this. So it's a matter of how we approach it, and we'll encounter both. That's the whole beauty of it. We'll encounter the obstacles, which we call the devil, and we encounter the truth and the beauty and the love, which we call God. And we encounter both. So, yeah, I mean, obstacles typically, are what we call as the devil, something that frustrates us, something that we don't want, something that we don't like is the devil. Something that we like, we call God, as a working definition. So yeah.
So, Sanjivji, but don't you think that whenever there's an impeding force, that results in our growth?
Yeah, sometimes, if you take it in the right way, it can result in growth or it stops you. How many projects have we started and stopped in our life because something came in the way? All of us have so many dreams, so many projects that we've taken on and never finished. Me especially. I'm very good at starting things and I'm not finished. I'm working on a book since 2 years. It's making a little progress, but it's not getting finished. So yeah, I mean, yes, it can help you to grow, but yeah, and even if it helps you to grow, you don't look at that obstacle and go, wow, thank you for this obstacle. Generally we look at the obstacle and says, "Arey, ye kahan se beech mein aa gaya? Arey, why cannot I buy just a ticket? Why is there no tickets available?" You won't believe. So to complete that story about my cricket ticket, so I didn't find it on Book My Show. Finally, I met a friend who is in the cricket world. He's like a big coach, for a lot of big important teams, and he happens to be a friend of a friend, and he arranged 2 tickets for us. And I'm like, yeah, ho gaya, kaam ho gaya. And these were lower level tickets, so they're like 5th or 6th row tickets. So I'm like, wow, we are like right next to the ground. Wonderful. Well, guess what? You go to the 5th and 6th rows and you can't see a thing. Can't see anything. Why? Because you're so low down that first of all, the fence is in front of you. So half the view is blocked off by the fence. And in front of the fence is the entire press corps sitting there in the on the boundary line with their tables and their big cameras and telescopes and umbrellas. And finally you think you got the best seats in the house, and you go there and you can't see one ball. You can only see umbrellas. So the devil is in the detail. So you get into the detail of it, or लगता है कि यार ये कहाँ खोए. So that's what happened. But fortunately, I was able to move up a couple of seats, and it was not full, so I got a couple of seats up there, and I was like, oh, chalo ho gaya, mil gaya, baith gaya. 10 minutes later, somebody comes with my seat tickets, and oh, sir, ये तो मेरा ticket number है, आप उधर जाओ. तो उधर घूमते घूमते, of course, we enjoyed all of it. We moved from place to place, and we found different places, and we saw the match from different points of view. But it was all fun. But that's what I'm saying. So God in the detail, devil in the detail. So how are we going to navigate this is the question. How do we navigate through this maze? How do we want to live our life? What comes in the way? So you pointed in the right direction, Jenniferji, when you said, is this obstacle not our growth? So what happens? What exactly happens when we encounter the devil? What happens? What happens to us?
We get shaken little.
We get shaken. We get shaken, meaning, and to put it,
rattled.
we get rattled. Yeah, we get rattled. The devil pulls our chains.
Sometimes we become.
Yeah, sometimes we go puss. Right. So, exactly.
There's something to learn from nature also, resilience.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to learn from a lot of places. But what do we do? What do we do with this?
Last
So
time
what
you
happens?
taught us
No, but
embrace.
understand what happens, huh?
Last time when you said ETR.
Emmy?
You said ETR last time. Embrace, thank you, release.
Embrace, thank, and release. Yeah, ETR, right? Did I say that? I don't remember saying that at all. Embrace, what was it? Embrace,
Thank,
transform. Huh?
Transform.
Embrace, yeah. Transform, release.
Release, yeah.
Yeah. So interestingly, embrace, transform, release actually is for both sides of the coin. But let's get there afterwards. So when you encounter this obstacle, what happens at the end of the day, whether you say you got shaken or you got rattled or whatever, these are feelings that we experience which we don't want. Ultimately, there's nothing else. All it is a feeling which we don't want. A feeling that we don't want. That's all there is. It's nothing more, nothing less. So this so-called devil का असली स्वरूप अगर देखेंगे, if you want to really name and face this devil, let's call the devil what it is. Because when we call it a devil, we have put so much power in it that it can stop us, it can shake us, it can take us, throw us away from the path and lead us away from where we wanted to go. Because we've called it the devil. So first let's get that out of the way. What is the devil exactly? Let us name this devil. And the name of this devil is nothing but a feeling that we don't want. That's all it is. A feeling that we don't want. That's all it is, in whatever form it comes. Whether it comes in the form of anger, fear, being upset, discouraged, depressed, sad, all these frustrated. And this is a good one. Frustration is the big devil form. When we want to go anywhere, we get frustrated when we encounter challenges which stop us, block us. So once we name the devil as simply a feeling that we don't want, now it's much more manageable. It is much more okay. Acha, yehi tha kya? I remember one hike that we went on. One hike we went up, we walked up the Mathiran hill from Neral to Mathiran. I don't know, some of you may have done it before, but we were a group of us and we went up the side of the mountain. And we started a little later than we wanted to, so it was a hot morning and we were going up the side of the hill, and there were steep parts and there were some flat parts and some rocky parts, and there was this young girl, maybe in her 20s or something, who kept on complaining the whole way. हाँ ये कितनी धूप है यार, पसीना हो रहा है, I'm sweating and oh my god, this is so steep. Oh, and my shoes are not right. I didn't wear the right shoes. This is not correct. And oh, now rocks. You have to climb up these rocks and they look so steep. And what if we fall? And she kept moaning and groaning the entire hike up. And we kept saying, no, itna hi hai, rocks. After the rocks, then it's flat for a while. And she would find little flat, and then again there would be something else. And she'd say, Arey, yeah, there's so much this. And so she kept going like this, the whole way. And there was one final little 4 or 5 steps. And we said, okay, just go up this. And so she goes up that. She goes to the top of those steps. And that was it. We were on the top of the hill. And so she goes up and he says, now? I said, this is it. We are there. We are on top now. And you know what she said? Arey, itna hi tha. She looks down and says, itna hi tha kya? Arey, itna hi tha. I said, yeah, itna hi tha. So when you are down there looking up and you are not willing to face it, it looks so huge and insurmountable and so difficult. But when jab aapka willingness hai dekhna, what is it? It's nothing. It's just a feeling that I don't want. This so-called devil is nothing but a feeling that I don't want. So now it's much more something you can hold rather than something that is holding you and pulling your chain. So you look at that and you say, oh, just a feeling that I don't want. What do I have to do? A feeling is just a feeling. Whether it's frustration or anger or fear or whatever, it's just a feeling, just an emotion. It's just an energy. It cannot do anything to you unless you allow it to. You are the one who gives permission to anger, gives permission to frustration, to depression, to sadness. Without your permission, nothing moves, nothing happens. So you withdraw that permission. Why? Because it's a feeling I don't want. I don't want it. Why give it permission? You withdraw permission from it and it loses its power completely. Oh, like a pop balloon, it just goes puss. So embrace it because it is your feeling. There's nothing wrong with feelings. They are worth listening to. But only until, if there is fear, if there's something you need to be aware of, it is pointing you to some danger. So thank the fear for pointing out the danger so you learn how to be careful not to fall into that trap. So thank you, fear, for showing me that there is danger, but I don't need to hold on to you. And I choose to not give you permission to remain, and I release you. And once that release happens, it gets transformed on its own. It loses its power. And what happens is, side effect is that you have now grown. What is the definition of growth? Growth is the ability to transform your feelings. That is growth. And this feeling has come and showed you how to transform it. So you thank it, embrace it, release it, and you're transformed and you have grown. And what remains after that is simply nothingness, emptiness, openness, for exploration, for discovery, for truth, for more beauty, for the God that lies hidden behind every obstacle. And in fact is present in the obstacle itself as well, but just hidden, disguised. There's a disguised God and an undisguised God. The devil is nothing but God in disguise. Okay, let me repeat that. The devil is nothing but God in disguise. And when you unmask that devil, then you can laugh with it. And the way to unmask that devil is simply to see it for what it is. Be willing to face it and say, "Acha, tu hai, are kya hai tu? Aja, gale milte hain." And that's how the devil is unmasked. And when the devil is unmasked, it is only God. And God is nothing but love. And you're able and open to embrace it. And then what remains is only that beauty, the emptiness, the love, the truth, the joy. And again, not as something that we get attached to or hooked to. I have to find God everywhere. No, it's just something that is there, present. We don't make it into a quest. We don't make it into a thirst. We don't make it into a craving. We just allow it to be present in our lives and keep going. Whatever your interest, find the God in whatever attracts you. For some people, it may be anything: reading, writing, poetry, music, art, walking, running, cooking, sleeping, eating, sports, anything, literally anything. It doesn't even matter what. You can be interested in ants, simple thing like ants. And if you study ants, you will find a whole world of treasure of information. Their social structure, their interactions, the chemicals that they exchange. Why do ants meet and always seem to exchange something and move on? What is happening when they meet? They're exchanging chemicals. They're giving each other information. कि ये दिशा में sugar है, ये दिशा में खतरा है. That exchange is happening when ants meet and they seem to kiss. There's an exchange of pheromones and chemicals which tell each other what's going on. Go this way or don't go this way. Or go which way to find what. This is what's happening. I'm just giving an example. I'm saying something as silly as ants is a whole universe waiting to be discovered. So find your interest, find what draws you, and you will find the God in it. And whenever you encounter the devil in it, unmask it, and you will find God there as well. So in the end, there is nothing but that, but you. And what is God? Nothing but you. Your pristine, pure form reflected in everything is that experience of joyousness, of truth, of love. Satchit Ananda is as simple as that. It is not something that we need to go for 20 years in the Himalayas and do tapasya and whatever. It's not that. It's finding that Satchit Ananda in this life, in this moment, in this space, in whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is you're thinking, whatever it is you're feeling. It is filled with Satchit Ananda. All you need to do is open your eyes and you will find it. Wonderful. So Any thoughts, questions, comments from anyone before we close?
Thank you so much, Sanjivji.
Wonderful. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, Raki,
Thank you
bolo.
so much, sir. Yeah, rather than focusing on the anxieties and the unforeseen nervousness, we can just not focus on that thought and focus on the betterment of it. Sir, since I've been
No,
reading
no,
that
no.
book,
Wait, Raki. Let me correct you a little bit. It's not about not focusing on the anxiety. If what is present in that moment is anxiety, then that is your truth in that moment, and that is your opportunity to transform. That is your opportunity to transform, to unmask the anxiety and see the God that is hiding behind the anxiety. It's not about ignoring or pushing away the anxiety and focusing on something else. It's not that. That doesn't get you anywhere because the anxiety is still there, playing inside of you, just pushed down under the carpet. And it's going to now gain more and more energy under the carpet and come out and burst before when you're the least aware of it. And that anxiety becomes anxiousness and whatever, hyper, and it becomes a huge problem. So it's not about focusing somewhere else. It's not about shifting focus. It's about transforming that anxiety. Then what is this anxiety? Hello, anxiety. Who the hell are you? Who are you? Why are you here? What are you trying to tell me? Oh, you're trying to tell me that there's something that I need to pay attention to. Oh, okay, anxiety. Thank you for pointing out that I need to pay attention to whatever it is, grocery shopping or going to the doctor. Oh, thank you for telling me that. But Mr. Anxiety or Miss Anxiety, I don't really need you anymore. So I thank you for being there and I embrace you for what you have brought me. I thank you for what you have brought me and I let you go. That's it. And when I let you go, now it's really gone because now it doesn't have any place in you. It doesn't need to be there. It has already fulfilled its entire life cycle. Everything has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and you have brought it to its end. And now it no longer rules you. And now, whatever in that opening that opens up in the space that anxiety created by leaving, in that space, now you have space for the next beauty, the next love, the next adventure, the next joy to show up. So it's not about defocusing and focusing somewhere else. It's not that. Are you clear? It's not that at all. वो ऐसा नहीं करना है, बिल्कुल ऐसा मत करना, क्योंकि वो बाद में आके काटेगा. So it's not that. So don't do that. Simply, I think it was embrace, thank, release. Embrace, thank, and release. Yeah, not transform. And that process.
I said thanks, but you said transform this
Transform.
time. No,
Right.
you said transform. I said thanks.
Okay. So
that
yeah,
was,
you're right. It is
you said embrace, thanks, release.
Embrace, thank, release. Yeah. Yeah. Embrace, thank, release, or thank, embrace, release, whatever, whichever works. And that process of embracing, thanking, and releasing is the process of transforming that energy into something that doesn't have any power over you. And now you get to choose which emotion you want to experience, because now you have space. Now the remote control is in your hand. You can pick the channel that you want.
I'll implement this. I think I need to.
Yes,
And see where it
absolutely.
leads me.
Implement. These satsangs and these interactions are not for just understanding and gyan. It's so that you live by this. We only meet once a week, but this satsang goes on all week, every moment of life. Keep on practicing, experiencing, and then we can talk again next week about what happened, what worked, what didn't work. Right?
And sir,
Great.
I wanted to thank you
Yeah.
for the book.
Ah,
I am just so loving it. And in my meditations, I'm seeing Lord Krishna and the peacocks and the feathers. And I sleep so peacefully.
beautiful.
But it's going to
Beautiful.
end soon, so we need another book.
Another book after this. Sure. I'm writing it. But yeah, we'll find more books. There is so much treasure out there. So yeah, great. Ho gaya, you finished the book?
Almost.
Almost. Okay.
Almost, yeah.
Almost. Oh, it's a wonderful book. Any of you who have not read it yet, The Journey Home, Radhanath Swami. Read it. Get it, read it.
I'm reading it. I'm
You're
hearing
reading?
it every
You're
night.
hearing it. Okay, wonderful. Great. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Just 1 minute. Shall I end this talk and everything?
Yeah, oh yeah, and happy Diwali, everybody.